Hi guys, welcome back. This is my second video in English, and to be honest with you, it's been a week since I filmed the first one. It's been a week and I still haven't looked at the comments of my first video because I'm still afraid, but I'm still doing it. So I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I made a second video in English even if I haven't looked at my first comment because I'm afraid. If that makes sense, maybe. What is this? This time I really wanted to do like a kind of book tag, and I've kind of struggled to find something on a blog, and oh, it's not this one. And I will put the link of this kind of tag in the description. And here we go. The first question is, do you prefer audiobook or book? This one is pretty easy because I just have book. I've read a few ebooks but never an audiobook, and maybe it could be fun to try. I like podcasts and stuff like that, but just an audiobook? If I need just to listen to something because I'm busy, I think I cannot be in the story, so I have to just sit and focus on this thing. But how can I just sit and listen to someone just telling me a story? And I've tried once with Percy Jackson series on YouTube. It was kind of fun in a way when, you know, it's a soft voice and stuff, but it was so long. Like, the book I can read it in, I don't know, a few hours. The video itself was more than 10 hours. It's so long, I just can't. Second one is soft or hardcover. I will say hardcover because it's so much prettier hardcover. But if I need to answer this regarding the price, I will say soft. Fiction or non-fiction? Fiction. Did I ever read a non-fiction book? Probably. Did I enjoy it? Probably not. Made up or the real world? It depends. Like, if I want to read some romance book, you know, like love story or that kind of thing, I would say the real world because I can see myself in the relationship, so okay. But other than that, I'm more of a fantasy person. Like, all of my favorite books are, like, I think 95% of fantasy, and I just love like fairies, magic and witches, vampires. It's so basic, but I love it. Borrowed or bought? Technically, I would love to borrow books and more and more. There are two problems with that. First one is that I'm a mood reader, so I need to borrow something like, so this particular book I want to read right now, which is kind of impossible. And the second thing is I'm not patient. I can't just say to myself, I need to read this book right now. If I borrow a book from a library, I, just have a few weeks to read it. And technically, I don't know how, because when it's a book I really want to read, I can read it in 2 days. But I have this feeling that if it was from the library, I just take so long. I've just not finished it and I will have to return it. So the third point to this thing is we don't have English book. Like, we do have, but not interesting one. I will say just buying books, even if I try to just slow down. And you can see now, oh, you cannot see actually, like here. You can see I just sold like a bunch of books on my shelf. So yeah, I'm just trying, to not buying so much stuff and just keep the book I really love. Single work or trilogy? If I have a look on my favorite bookshelf, they are just books of series, but at the same time when it came to love story, I love to have just one book. Like if it's a thing like after and just don't talk to me about this saga, I just can't. I don't want to hear about it. I need that the story just be one book and not 3 books or whatever. I think like it just for reading it would be trilogy or more, because I read a lot of fantasy book, and for this kind of stuff one book is too short. Even if I just read Crescent City yesterday, finished it yesterday or the day before that, I can't remember. The book was 800 pages. Even after that, the world is not really finished. You have so much more to discover. I really need to have few books, at least 3, and I think 3 is just perfect number. Like we have the first one, middle, and the end. So that's it. I love this thing. Romantic or action? This one, I just can't answer it. I would say both. In all the books I've read, maybe not Night House, but in the other one it's always action, fantasy, and in the middle of this mix you will have a love story. So really it's both. Oh, chocolate or coffee? I just drink water. It's boring, I know. This is the last one and it's kind of interesting. It is, before buying a book, do you read the review or do you decide independently? If it's a book from a famous author, I will probably have some review in mind and some booktuber and other person. Sometimes when I try to do it, just not looking at the review, or just add like the number of stars on Goodreads. If I have a book on my shelf and this book is here from a really long time and I need some motivation to read it and starting it, I would watch some video and read some review to help me. But if it's like a new release of my favorite author or love story or something like that, I will try to just go blind and try this thing without reading something on the internet, and then if I love it, like it was the case with Crescent City, I will type the name of the book on Instagram, on Google, and other thing, and just take quizzes and watch fan art. You know, just being a huge fan. And I just don't say this because I did it yesterday, because I miss so much the characters of Crescent City, and I'm now empty because there won't be any next book until 2021. I have other books like this one to read, so yeah. So actually the book tag is now finished. I guess I could say goodbye to you because it's a nice way to finish. I hope you like it. Oh, and by the way, if you're English or American, so like an English speaker, and you want to talk about books with me, I have my Instagram in the description, and it will be a pleasure because I love talking about books, and if I can do it in English, it will be nicer to do it. Yeah, bye guys!